Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayantadiraye Nashtaprayesva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Nama Pankajanabhaya Nama Pankajamadine Nama Pankajanetraya Namaste Pankajangraye Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Reading from Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is, Chapter 2, entitled and Contents of the Gita Summarized, reading from text 39 through 41. Text 39. Esha te abhita sankhye buddhir yoge tvaimam shrinu buddhya yukto yaya partha karma bandham prahasyasi. Translation. Thus far I have described this knowledge to you through analytical study. Now listen as I explain it in terms of working without fruitive results. O son of Pritha, when you act in such knowledge, you can free yourself from the bondage of works. Text 40. Neha vikramana sosti pratyavayo na vidyate svalpam apyasya dharmasya Trayate mahato bhayat. Translation. This endeavor, there is no loss or diminution, and a little advancement on this path can protect one from the most dangerous type of fear. Text 41. Vyavasayatmika buddhir ekeha gurunandana bahushakha hi anantascha Buddhayo avyavasayinam. Translation. Those who are on this path are resolute in purpose, and their aim is one. O beloved child of the Kurus, the intelligence of those who are irresolute is plunged. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Radhanath Swaminiti Namine Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataka Swaminiti Namine Namacharya Padaya Nitai Kripa Padayine Gaura Katha Dhamadaya Nagara Dramatarina Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavari Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So here from text 39 it's a different turn that Krishna is taking. You see, what happens is that from what happens so far is that from text 11 to 30, Krishna was describing jnana, different kinds of knowledge, that how, we need to understand through proper knowledge that, we are not this body, we are the spirit, soul. So Krishna was giving, just making Arjuna aware of the existence of such a thing, that, how it is not worth of lamenting, that how it does not befit Arjuna, and so many different things like that. And then from text, 31 through 38, Krishna has been telling Arjuna that how it's going to be, so bad upon him being a Kshatriya, that if he is not fighting, then it is against his principles of being a Kshatriya. So on moral values, on terms of his own dharma, on following the dharma of a Kshatriya, Arjuna has been given these instructions from 31 through 38 regarding, how on the grounds of him being a Kshatriya, why Arjuna should not give up the fight. That he should definitely fight because he is a Kshatriya. Otherwise there will be infamy, there will be, so many different things that Krishna is saying to Arjuna between 31 and 38. And now from 39 onwards, Krishna is taking another turn. This is, how Krishna is explaining that thus far I have described this knowledge to you through analytical study. So by analytical study means using of logic. Analytical means very scientific way, or, just stating some facts, Krishna is saying. So, being it, if it is just the stress of 11 to 30, how, it is just the distribution of knowledge, basically, how Arjuna is being given the knowledge of the existence of the soul. And then from 31 through 38, that the knowledge of the dharma of the Kshatriya is being imbibed by Arjuna. These are the things that Krishna is explaining. But from now, the activities that are getting described now, that Krishna is saying that now listen as I explain it in terms of working without fruitive results. So this is a solid turn that, a solid move that Krishna is making. A very clear-cut instruction that Krishna is giving here, that he is distinguishing, he is clearly distinguishing that thus far I have given you this knowledge through analytical study, O Arjuna, but now listen to me as I explain it in terms of working without fruitive results. O son of Pritha, when you act in such knowledge, you can free yourself from the bondage of works. You see, Arjuna had given so many reasonings, right? We all know how many reasonings Arjuna had given. So many very, very logical, very, very compassionate reasons that Arjuna had given to Krishna in the entire first chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, that why he should not fight. And Krishna had heard each and every one of them very, very attentively. Krishna had heard and made notes of it. And now, based on that, Krishna is explaining to Arjuna that, my dear Arjuna, you are talking about, that it is better for you to, like Arjuna had given the, one argument. He said that it's better for me to give up my Kshatriya dharma and to live my life like a beggar, begging and going into the forest. So to all of those, Krishna gave certain counteracting arguments, till text 38, that no, that how you have to follow the Kshatriya dharma. But then Krishna is trying to now explain to Arjuna that, like how Arjuna had brought the point out in one of his arguments. He said that, we will be so distressed, we will be struck with sins, with sinful reactions, if we destroy the family lineage, if we kill the men of the family, then the women of the family become unprotected. Then how will the society be flourishing? We will become the cause of, making so many impious things happening in the society. We will be the cause of that. Very logical, very compassionate kind of reasoning Arjuna gave. So to that now Krishna is saying that, my dear Arjuna, I will give you the technique by which you can work without getting any results back. Now here, you see, that's why this chapter, the second chapter, is the longest chapter in the Bhagavad Gita, and that is why it is very aptly named as Contents of the Gita Summarized. So here, Krishna, in this particular chapter, he is giving certain highlights to Arjuna. He is giving certain, not in detail, but he's giving like headlines to Arjuna. He's saying that, okay, I'm going to teach you about akarma. I'm going to talk to you about akarma. But how akarma is actually going to be performed, that he will explain in detail in the further chapters. But Krishna is just giving a glimpse to Arjuna that what does it mean to act in such a way that we don't get any fruitive results back, that we work without, getting any fruitive results. That is the technique that Krishna is now going to start teaching Arjuna. And he is very kindly, very, although Arjuna has already accepted Krishna as the spiritual master. He says that Karpanya dosha pahata svabhava prichami tvam dharma samodha cheta yashreyasya nishchitam bruhitan me shishya seham shadhimam tvam prapannam. But he says that I am your shishya, O Krishna, shishya seham sadhimam tvam prapannam. I surrender to you, O Krishna, as your menial disciple. I'm surrendering to you. So now you instruct me what is best for me. So Arjuna had already, very, very dear, close friend. Arjuna had already accepted Krishna. He had already transformed that friendship into a guru-disciple relationship. Arjuna had already done that. But still, Krishna, he did chastise Arjuna in the beginning, telling him, that you're talking like a very wise man, but you're nothing but a fool. The first instruction of Krishna was a heavy chastisement to Arjuna, because he acted exactly like how Arjuna wanted him to act. Very strongly Krishna said, Ashochanan vatshochastvam pratyavayona vidyate. You're talking and you're lamenting for something that is not worthy to lament on. That, how you are talking like this, my dear Arjuna. How can you talk like this? So Krishna was very heavy in the beginning. But this is the time, from this verse onwards, Krishna is again showing his compassionate and his loving. Krishna is always very compassionate. There's no doubt about that. But again, at the same time, Krishna was expressing his displeasure also to Arjuna up to this particular verse. But here, in this particular verse, text 39 onwards, Krishna is again addressing Arjuna as Pritha, very lovingly. He is re-establishing the fact that Arjuna is not just his dear friend, but also his very dear relative. O son of Pritha, Arjuna was, Krishna would never call Arjuna as Arjuna. He would always call him Partha. He would always address him as Partha, my dear Partha. So here in this verse, Arjuna is again getting addressed as Partha. Hey Partha. Partha means one who is the son of Pritha. Pritha is one of the other names of Maharani Kunti Devi. Kunti Devi is the auntie of Krishna, and therefore they have a very, very special relationship. Krishna, Kunti Devi and Arjuna share a very, very special bond. Krishna regards Kunti Devi so dear to, his heart, that like the prayers of Queen Kunti, that how Mother Kunti is she's so attached to Krishna. She loved Krishna like her own son. But at the same time, she knows that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And in the prayers of Queen Kunti in Srimad Bhagavatam first canto are so beautiful. They are so amazing. They are so heart-touching. The crux of those prayers is that, Krishna is actually leaving from Hastinapur after the battle of Kurukshetra. He is leaving away. He is going back to Dwarka. And Maharani Kunti, she is telling Krishna that, my dear Krishna, you were with us when we were in difficulty. Every difficulty that we faced in our life, you were standing with us like a strong pillar. And now all the difficulty is gone. My sons have won the battle. They have got, we've got our kingdom back, and now you are leaving us. So my dear Krishna, we don't want this kind of, shanti in our life. We don't want this. This peace in our life, we don't want, because when we get peace, when we get our happiness, you are going away from us. So Kunti Devi is saying, Vipada Shantu, please bless me with more and more misery so that you can stay with us, O Krishna. That is the prayer of Maharani Kunti Devi. That she is inviting miseries. That she is saying out of the realization and the experiences of her heart, that she's saying that, Krishna, you were with us in difficulty. Now when we are happy, everything is nice. Why are you leaving? And why are you going away from us? This is not fair, O Krishna. Therefore, we don't want such, temporary happiness. You give us misery so that you can stay with us. We don't mind the misery because you, O Krishna, will be with us. That is the level of love of Maharani Kunti Devi that she has for Krishna. I mean, even like to just repeat those prayers of Maharani Kunti Devi takes so much of, courage to do that. I mean, to invite miseries in our life, how much would we mean it? We can't even fathom the level that Kunti Devi is at. That how she is really inviting miseries just so that Krishna can stay with her. And in that purport, Srila Prabhupada so beautifully writes that, everyone remembers Krishna, in our situation we should have in such a way that we should try to remember Krishna in every situation of our life. Whether it be happiness or distress. Whether it be, peaceful life or miserable life. We should try to remember Krishna. We should have gratitude towards Krishna, because that is what Krishna is saying. That whether we are in happiness or whether we are in distress, because in happiness we tend to forget Krishna. Everything is going well. Why do we need to remember Krishna? As soon as something goes wrong, Krishna, what did you do? Why are you putting me in this situation, Krishna? What did I do to deserve this? In happiness, nobody questions. That, Krishna, what did I do to deserve this happiness, oh Krishna? Nobody questions like that. But as soon as there is misery, we question Krishna. That, Krishna, what did I do to deserve this? That is our situation. That is the fact. That is the reality. But rather, that in every situation, let us try to be grateful to Krishna. That, oh Krishna, you are so kind. You are so kind that you are allowing me to remember you. And allow me to remember you. Whether it be in happiness or in distress, let me remember you. Krishna, please, allow me to do that. That is, the sign of our sincerity. And that is, if we can, cultivate this kind of consciousness, Krishna really reciprocates with such kind of consciousness. So here, Kunti Maharani is, being remembered by Krishna. His, loving aunt is being remembered by Krishna, and he is very lovingly addressing Arjuna as Partha, hey Partha. Kunti Maharani, one more point I'd like to say about her, that same chapter of the prayers of Kunti Devi, she actually, knows the supremacy of Krishna, the supreme position of Krishna, but she also knows that, she didn't want to embarrass Krishna, like how the etiquette is that we should always first look at the lotus feet of the deity We all know this etiquette that whenever we take darshan of the Lordship, we should start from the lotus feet and then move our way upwards to the lotus face. Kunti Maharani knew this etiquette. But she also knew that if Kunti Devi would start her prayers by saying, "Hey Pankajangri, hey lotus-feeted one, I offer my obeisances to you. Hey, O you one with the lotus feet, I offer my obeisances to you." If she would have started with that, then Krishna would be not so happy. Krishna would feel very embarrassed because Krishna regards Mother Kunti Devi as his own mother. Auntie means as equivalent to be like mother. So, in order to avoid Krishna feeling embarrassed or Krishna feeling bad, Maharani Kunti Devi started offering her obeisances from the lotus navel of Krishna. Nama Pankaja Nabhaya. Nama Nabhaya, one with a lotus navel. Nama Pankaja Nabhaya. Nama Pankaja Maline, one, I offer my obeisances to you, O Lord, who wears beautiful lotus garland. Nama Pankaja Maline. Nama Pankaja Nabhaya, Nama Pankaja Maline. Nama Pankaja Netraya. Namaste Pankajangraye. So then she glorifies the lotus eyes of Krishna, and finally she then glorifies the lotus feet of Krishna. So beautiful prayer, such an heart-touching prayer that even when she's praying, she doesn't want to. She's making sure and she is taking care that she doesn't embarrass Krishna because of the relationship that she shares with Krishna. What thoughtful, devotees are. How thoughtful and how caring devotees are that they view of Krishna also. That is a genuine devotee. These are Nitya Siddhas. So when we repeat such prayers, when we repeat these prayers, then we can try to really work towards that goal also, to be able to imbibe such consciousness, to be able to follow in the footsteps of the prayers of Maharani Kunti Devi. So in this verse, therefore, Krishna is now very lovingly addressing Arjuna as He Partha. Very beautiful, note here on that. And moving on to text 40 is a very, very, very important verse. Neha Vikramalasasti. Satyavayo na vidyate. Swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. This is one of the very, very important verses of the Bhagavad Gita, which Srila Prabhupada quoted many, many, many times. Srila Prabhupada quoted this particular verse. And Srila Prabhupada said that, even if endeavor, in which endeavor? In the endeavor of our spiritual advancement, that there is no loss or diminution. And a little advancement on this path can protect one from the most dangerous type of fear. So Srila Prabhupada, Krishna here is actually assuring that spiritual activities, neha vikramanashvasti, that they are never, vanquished, they are never destroyed. They are always, kept in our spiritual bank account. Our spiritual bank account has the tendency of becoming frozen in the sense that we can't withdraw anything nor can we deposit anything. That situation can come, but whatever is there, it can't be removed. It will be safe. It's like putting into your fixed deposits. And
Hare Krishna, Mataji, your voice is little bit breaking, Mataji. Can you come little closer to the phone, Mataji? Sorry to disturb you.
Sure. No problem. Is this better?
Yes, Mataji, yes.
Okay. So, just like a bank account, the spiritual bank account, Srila Prabhupada said that it does have the nature of becoming frozen. When does that situation come? When we commit Vaishnava aparadh. When we commit offenses to devotees, then we are not able to access our spiritual bank accounts. they become frozen. We cannot withdraw anything from there, nor can we deposit anything in there. But as soon as we beg for forgiveness from the Vaishnavas, if we have knowingly or unknowingly committed any offense, if we can beg for forgiveness and if we can render services to please the Vaishnavas, then that, freezer on the account is taken away. And again, the bank account becomes very active. So this is such a bank account that never depletions. There is no depletion that can ever happen in this bank account, whatever the condition may be. So whatever we have deposited once, that deposit will remain for eternity. That is the assurance of Krishna through this particular verse, text 40. Very important verse. That whatever little advancement we are making in our Krishna consciousness, that stays shashwat, that stays untouchable. It is not touched. It stays eternal in our spiritual bank account. It is not vanquished at all. And as long as we continue to stay faithful to Srila Prabhupada and to, our spiritual masters, to all the devotees, we consider to remain faithful, then there is no doubt that we will be able to get the benefit of, reaping the benefits from our spiritual bank account. So that is how this path is so glorious. Spiritual path is so glorious that even if we are not able to complete the entire process in this one lifetime, then in our next lifetime, we will start off where we left. Where we, supposing for this life, an example Prabhupada would give, he would say that if in this life somebody is a PhD, if they give up this life and then they take another birth, in their next birth, they have to again start from ABC. Just because they were a PhD in their previous life doesn't mean that they will be PhDs in their next life also. They have to again start from ABC and probably work their way again towards being a PhD. But if a practitioner, if a sadhaka has done 40% advancement in Krishna consciousness, then from next birth, he will start with 41%. That 40% will not go away from his spiritual bank account. That is the assurance of Krishna. And the second line of this verse, that can protect one from the most dangerous type of fear. What is the greatest type of fear that we all have? It is nothing but death. Death is the greatest type of fear. So Krishna is saying that simply by making spiritual advancement, simply by staying on a spiritual path, we can be protected from the greatest type of fear, which is death. Srila Prabhupada gives a very beautiful example. He says that when a non-devotee, when they leave their body, the death is considered to be like the cat. How a cat catches the mice, little mouse, to eat it. How have we ever seen that? How a cat catches a mouse? It catches it. It runs behind it and catches it by its neck, catches the mouse by its neck, and then just kills it. So for the mouse, the mouth of the cat is like the jaws of death. For the mouse, it feels like that. But the same cat, with the same mouth, when it catches its own kitten, like a baby cat, it catches the neck of the baby cat, a kitten, in its same mouth. The kitten feels so safe in the jaws of its mother. So a devotee feels safe like that in time of death. But for a non-devotee, it's like the position of a mouse being in the jaws of death of the cat. But for a devotee, it's like, oh, my mother has come to take me home. That is a very, very beautiful analogy that Srila Prabhupada has given in terms of death of a devotee versus the death of a non-devotee. And how Srila Prabhupada is now concluding this by saying in text 41, he's saying, Vyavasayatmika buddhir ekeha kurunandana bahushakhahi anantasya buddhayo avyavasayinam, which means those who are on this path are resolute in purpose. And their aim is one. Oh, beloved child of the Kurus, the intelligence of those who are irresolute is many-branched. So, this again, Krishna is giving another, strong, very strong dose to Arjuna. He's saying to Arjuna that, my dear child of the Kurus, your intelligence right now is that it has become many-branched. Because you're thinking, oh, if I do this, it will happen like this. This is the reaction that will come. This is what will happen. Oh, better for me to not do this. So many arguments, my dear Arjuna, you're giving me. Because your intelligence is not fixed. Because you're not on a resolute path of progress. That is why you are thinking in so many different ways, and it has ultimately resulted in your own confusion. So this is again a big, strong dose for Arjuna, this particular verse, where Krishna is saying, my dear Arjuna, you should not be thinking like this. You should rather be thinking that how am I really going to, stay focused? And service in Krishna consciousness is actually, Srila Prabhupada explains in the purport to this particular verse. Srila Prabhupada is explaining that how can we render service to Krishna? Krishna has spoken all this, that yes, we have to be Vyavasayatmika buddhi, ekeha kurunandana, that we have to have one pointed, fixed goal in life. So practically, how are we going to achieve it? Srila Prabhupada gives the answer to that in the purport of this particular verse. Srila Prabhupada says that under the able guidance of a spiritual master, a bona fide representative of Krishna, who knows the nature of the student and who can guide him to act in Krishna consciousness. Only a spiritual master who knows us very well. And this can mean a Shiksha Guru as well as a Diksha Guru. So if we can submit ourselves to our spiritual master, then they know what is best for us. What is our nature? How, in the situation that we are in, how so, Srila Prabhupada is giving us the solution how we can actually follow what Krishna is saying in the Bhagavad Gita by surrendering to a spiritual master. Because the spiritual master will know us, he knows our nature, he knows what situation we are in, and they will be able to give us guidance on how we can actually implement this knowledge in our practical day-to-day life. So this is what Srila Prabhupada is saying in the purport to this particular verse. He is in fact quoting Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's last verse of the Guru Ashtakam, Yasya Prasada Bhagavat Prasada, that how it is only by the mercy of the spiritual master that we can actually get the mercy of Krishna, that how we can have the resolute purpose in our life, that will come only by the mercy of the spiritual master. So, in our life, it is so important for us to have that guide in our life. However it is very, very important for each and every one of us to be able to, reveal our mind in confidence to someone whom we have some faith in, and know that whatever they will say to us will be for our ultimate benefit, who know us for who we are and who can guide us to the best of our capacity. So we'll end here.